All right, y'all. We're live, running a few minutes late. Not too much, but just a little bit. Y'all all know with Rebecca and the bunch and two other ones, I had to get them two fed and situated. And I'm trying to get her down for a nap. She has not took a nap at all this evening, and she's fighting sleep. She's at that stage where she doesn't want to go and take a nap, and she wants to try to stay up and fight it. So she may end up joining us on this live stream too, depending on what kind of mood she gets into. So hello to Xenia and to Jen and Smoking Swamp. So that's all that I can see on here right now. So if anybody's in the background, y'all go ahead and post. There's Kathleen. Go ahead and say hello, and we will get into this in just a second. I'm going to give everybody a minute to come on. Do I need to get Faith to come take care of her? You want her?
I'll try to get her.
Faith said she'd take care of her if need be with a bottle. Her bottle is on the corner of the table right there. You have to pick her up though.
Can you hang her to her? She's so
Yeah, y'all hang on. Keep talking. Remember Keith in your prayers, please.
Keep doing your prayer. Hey, girl.
All right, I'm getting you for that.
I'll sit right here.
Yeah, that's gonna get a bottle.
Oh, she's just so tiny.
She's a little wrong because she wasn't really ready to get up. If she gets too grumpy,
No, she took it.
Okay. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna try to do this the best we can, but if there's intermissions in it, y'all will know why. All right. So since we got a few of y'all in here, while it is quiet for just a second, we will go ahead and start this. Most of y'all all probably seen on the title where it says End Time Prophecy. So we're going to be getting into some of the stuff that's happening. Kind of explain some of the Bible verses that we're going to go over and what they mean. So some of the stuff we're going to cover is we're going to be talking about the end times and this whole government system that's been set up. Most of you knows it as the NWO, New World Order, however you want to put it. But the question is this mentioned in the Old Testament? And it is. This has went back thousands of years ago and told what is happening and what is going on long before any of us was even born or existed yet. What are the signs to look for? We're going to go over some of that. It may be a 3 or 4 part series, depending on how long it takes to explain some of this stuff. So we'll see how many of these that it takes. Probably about 30 to 40 minutes for each one. If you have any questions about anything or anything that's on your mind, if you want to post that over in the comments, somebody else can try to answer it. We can try to go over it, whatever y'all want to do on that. Did you hear about Israel Media Group that put out AI video of them building the... Have you seen that?
What?
The Israel Media Group put down an AI video of them building the 5th temple.
No, I have not.
Okay, I haven't seen it, and Jeff says he hasn't. And if y'all wonder where he's at, he's sitting over here. He's going to try to take care of the baby.
Yeah,
So,
giving her the bottle, right?
Yeah, he's giving her the bottle right now. He's being the milk cow right now. He's having to take care of her since she don't want to nap. I think she stayed asleep like 15 minutes, and that was it. So she's wanting to stay up. Yeah, if you find it, just send it to him and he can watch it. Okay, we're going to go over, is there a set time for this to fulfill? And we all know in the Bible that it clearly tells us, you know, that we'll be able to watch for signs and things like that, but that we don't actually know the exact day or the hour or anything like that. So I'm not going to be giving you, you know, I'm not going to tell you this is going to happen July 1st of this year or anything like that. You're not going to get nothing right down to the day or the hour. So 4 hidden dynasties. There is 4 hidden dynasties in this whole NWO system, world government system, however you want to put it. And if you don't know what those are, we're fixing to go over that so that you know that this is not just a little thing that's not played out in one area. This is going to be played out in a whole big area. This is the whole worldwide agenda. This is not just the U.S. This is not just UK or Australia or China or Russia or anywhere like this. This is the whole world that this is going through, a whole system. And if anybody doesn't believe it exists, all you've got to do is, YouTube has still got it on there. You can go back and see, presidents and other people that's in higher places in political system even talking about this. So this is not no conspiracy, not no hidden secret that, us crazy people has just come up with, I guess you could say. We've been labeled as crazy conspiracists, but the more the internet has been available, the more people's been able to put videos out, the more stuff has actually come out and telling about it.
The devil just kept it hidden for a long time.
Yeah. What the devil did is, he just like he said, he kept it hidden for a long time. He tried to keep it on the down low as long as he could to keep people from figuring it out, because the sooner people figure stuff like that out, the greater chance is of people to try to go against it. And he didn't want that. He wants this to play out and be put into place. But the real deal is, there's nothing that me or you, either one or anybody in this world, can do to actually stop it. So that part of his plan really ain't going to work, because no matter what we do to go against it, we can't stop it. It's going to happen because it's biblical. And what we have to do is we have to take our stance on which side you're going to be on. And that's what we're going to do on this, because this has got a lot to do with the false Messiah, the system setting up, and the things that are going to come into play during this time. So, and I want everybody's eyes to be as open as they possibly can to it, so that you know what is going on, so that you know what you need to be doing personally for you and your family, spiritually, physically, prepping wise, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's definitely it. I'm here tonight packing, moving to Alabama in 7 days. I'll be in and out. All right, Xenia, this is going to stay on, and I'll put this in a playlist under my Bible study playlist that I've already got. So if you miss bits and pieces of it and you want to come back to it, because I know packing up, especially across the country, is a job, you can come back and watch it, any parts that you miss. Identify as a tinfoil hat wearer. I guess I could have put a tinfoil hat on. That probably would have suited this pretty good, because there's still a lot of people out there that are blinded and still think that this is a joke and it's not true and we're crazy people.
Really, it's a agenda going on. Most people's brainwashed.
Yes, and we're going to be talking about that. We're going to get really deep into that. And the Bible even tells you, it don't say brainwashed, but it clearly lets you know that there's going to be plenty of people on the other side that are going to think there's a bunch of crazy tinfoil hat wearers. And we're going to get into that. So first off, before we even start in the Bible verses, and I'm doing this on the computer, so I'll kind of be going in and out as y'all see me, because I'm going to have to pull up Bible verses to read them off to you, because I didn't want to write up all of them down on a piece of paper. We're told we're crazy all the time. Yep, exactly. We are. The four hidden dynasties that make up the NWO, the four hidden dynasties that make up this one governmental system, is number one, political. We all know that it's the government system, politics, all this stuff. And I'm not just talking about the U.S. system. I'm talking about worldwide. So every bit of this is going to pertain to worldwide. I don't care what country it is, what continent you're on or anything. It's all worldwide. Number two is economical. That's going to be, anything to do money-wise is going to be part of the economical system. Right now, if you want to purchase something in U.S. dollars, right here, sitting at your house in the U.S., you can purchase something all the way from China, all the way into Russia, all the way from in the middle of nowhere. Our economical system is all tied in together in one way, shape, or form. Any way you want to put it, even though we have different stuff, it's still already set up that it can work together. Number three, and this is where the big brainwashing part is going to come in too. And this is one of the biggest brainwashing parts of it all. That's education. There is an agenda in the educational system, and it's been going on ever since you can think. Especially since they put in the major public schools, and it ain't like it was in the old days where the little communities had them in the churches, and stuff like that. Definitely way past that situation right there, because they don't teach anything like they did. Used to, it was, you learn how to read, write, and do math, and you still got taught about God, and you didn't get all this extra stuff that they're putting in there now that I can't even talk about on here.
That's why the devil, it's his mission to get people, take him out of school.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that, because that's part of the education system and the brainwashing and all this stuff. So Education is number 3, and that's worldwide because I've even seen videos just the other day, where there's schools over in the UK that wanted to not have an Easter celebration because they wanted anything that involved Jesus, his resurrection, all that kind of stuff, anything that involved Jesus, they didn't want it in the school because it might offend another religion. When we start really getting into it, if you notice, we're supposed to be tolerant to everybody else's religion. No matter what your religion is, no matter what your belief is, we're supposed to be tolerant to it and not offend you. But when we want to say something or do something that involves our religion, we're not supposed to because it could be offensive to one of them. So it's kind of hypocrisy if you really think about it. School today is all about eating and crayons. I homeschooled using a religious program and my son is thriving. Yes, see, most of your homeschooled, if you notice, a lot of your homeschooled children are learning more of your basic real world stuff. And a lot of people think, well, if you homeschool your children, they have to be dumb. They actually turn out to be some of the smartest kids out there because they got the real schooling, not, as Jen says, or as Smoking says, the indoctrination of everything else besides the actual schooling that you need. All right, number 4 on the hidden dynasties, just like we're talking about right now, is religion. This is going to be put, every one of these 4 dynasties are going to be put into one system. That one system is going to be worldwide. It's going to have one leader eventually. And this is the leader that you don't want to follow, and you want to know who he is and what time and he's supposed to come into, because you don't want to follow him. He's going to be your false Messiah. And he's the one that's going to be heading all of this up. Once all these little ones that are in there right now and doing their thing gets it all set up and gets it good in control, and we're all good little sheep like they think we should be, he's going to come in to take over. So there you go. We got to be prepared and ready for that. Unfortunately, Alabama is strict on homeschooling approval from us. Xenia, if you need anything about homeschooling, all you got to do is talk to me. I can get you the form. I can send you a copy of the form that you will take to whatever school system, whatever county you're in. Like I had to take it to our county school superintendent and the people that's over all the schooling. When you turn this in, you do whatever you want to do, and the state has nothing else to do with you. It is not strict on homeschooling. Dolly, come here. It is one of the most lenient on homeschooling there possibly is.
You need sit in Dad's lap while Dad's got baby. Come here, I'll fix you a bed. There you go.
She's almost like that. She's almost got full again. So yeah, as far as schooling goes, I had to send in my bachelor's degree. I don't know who you talked to, Xenia, but I can help you out with that. Because somebody's telling you a bunch of stuff. Because Alabama is one of the least strict out there.
If you don't watch
on anything. If you don't watch it.
Try to get more money off.
Yep. If you don't watch it, what they'll do is a lot of them will tell you got to have a cover school, and you'll have to pay them money, and they have to send in your papers for you, and then you have to send in your papers showing what you're doing, and this and that. You do not have to send in anything except this one form that I'm talking about. You will have to turn it in because you have to more or less, what the form is you turn it in and you tell them that this child, and this child, you have to list each child, will not be participating in your public schools or your private schools, and that, you will be teaching them the recommended, I believe it's 180 days a year with the curriculum that you choose, and this, that, and the other, and then you don't have to do anything else. So don't let nobody make you think you have to have a bachelor's degree and you have to pay and stuff like that. It is not like that at all. So my email, I don't think my email's listed on this. I'll have to get you my email somewhere or another. And when I give you my email and then I get an email from you, I will actually send you a copy of this form, and you can just put all of your information in it, print it off, and turn it into, you said Pike County. You have to turn it into Pike County's school board and stuff. So, yeah, they're lying to you. these girls have never been to any public or private school whatsoever, and you see how it's going. So I can tell you exactly how to do that for sure, because it's the same everywhere in Alabama. It's not different county to county or anything. So they don't want you to homeschool, so they're telling you all that, and they're probably wanting to charge a bunch of money before this is over with. And you don't have to do that. So we will definitely take care of you on that end. All right, so back to this right here. So now that we know that we're dealing with the 4 dynasties and what this whole system revolves around, which is political, economical, education, and religion, and that there's going to be one leader eventually step up and to cover all this and to become the leader of all this and the Messiah of all of it. We're going to read, however you want to say this, everybody says it different, Habakkuk. I don't know, maybe.
I've always got Habakkuk all my life.
That's how we say it right down here in Alabama, Habakkuk. Habakkuk, however you want to say it. But what he's going to be talking about in here when we first start reading this, and I will start pulling the Bible verses up for you, and I'll read them off to you as I go down through here, is he's letting you know what's currently happening at his time, back when he lived. But it's also an example that lets you know what's going to be happening during our time. Because the Bible can use the same verse to be different times in different places. And we already know that. Just like Daniel is talking about back in Daniel's time, but it's also prophetic for a lot of stuff to do with us now. But he's going to let you know what's going on then. And then he's going to let us know what's going to be happening at the appointed time. And the appointed time is the end. That's what we're talking about, the end of time. And all the stuff that revolves around it, the false Messiah that's going to be coming. That is the appointed time, because all of this is going to happen at the time that God has appointed, and it doesn't matter what any of us does. We can't stop it. We can't slow it down. We can't change it. It's biblical, and it's already set, and it's going to come through like a freight train, and you got one of two options. You can either be ready or not be ready. That's it. So the best thing to do is to be ready. Definitely.
Big time spiritual warfare going on.
Yes. Well, that's the religion part of what we're talking about, is the spiritual warfare. I don't know if y'all can hear him in the background, but he's talking to me too. So he said it's spiritual warfare that we're going to do. I can't get certain words out today.
That's what's going on right now.
Yes. All right. So we're going to Habakkuk, and it's chapter 1, and it's in the Old Testament, and we're going to go verses 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just going to click this and pull it up. And if y'all wonder what I'm doing, I'm actually on the computer this time live streaming instead of on our phones like we usually do, because I got to pull these Bible verses up, because I was not about to write down all these Bible verses. I've got my notes and stuff over here, but I was not writing down the Bible verses. So this is all King James Version. That's what we use. So this is Habakkuk chapter 1, 1, 2, and 3. So the burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see, O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. So what he's talking about is, back in his time, he's seeing all this, but even in the end times, y'all know it right now, the violence is horrible. The violence is from adults to children. There's no telling what you're going to see or what you're going to hear that has happened. There's always, the strife and stuff it's talking about. There's always something going on between people. There's always craziness, arguing. People don't get along. I mean, the drugs and the alcohol and things like that has taken over. The Bible tells us that they will be devoured, and they definitely have been devoured. There is so much going on that people have no respect for each other anymore. They don't.
There's plenty of Davies out there everywhere.
Exactly.
They're took over by the devil.
They're took over by the devil. They're devoured, as it says, and they are just running wild and doing whatever they want to. They have no respect. They mock God. They mock the very core, the foundation of everything that this world relies on. I mean, if he hadn't died on the cross for us, we'd all be doomed. And they sit there and they mock him, and they have no respect whatsoever for themselves or people or anything. So that's what this is talking about. It's just getting you in to kind of letting you know what's happening as the appointed time starts coming up. So that was chapter 1, 1, 2, and 3. So now we're going to read 4. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth, for the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And this really just about anybody, if you really just listen to it, you can see exactly what it's saying. The law is slacked. I mean, people break the rules, and I'm not talking about, the law of like actual law enforcement. I'm talking about God's law. They have no morals. They do what they want when they want to do it, and they don't care if it's right or it's wrong. Where it says all about the wickedness, how does it put it exactly? The wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore, wrong judgment proceeded. I mean, the wickedness is outdoing the righteous right now.
No respect.
There's way more. I mean, cut on the news, cut on YouTube. Lord, just go out into a city somewhere, in a very populated city, and just start looking around and start watching. There's more wickedness than there is righteous right now. If you want to take a Bible or a sign and a microphone and stand on a street corner right now in a big city, you're going to find more people come against you than be there for you. So definitely wickedness has overcome the righteous. And when that happens, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. I mean, they judge things that are wrong is right and right is wrong. It's so backwards. It's unbelievable how backwards it has got. So we're going to go to chapter 1, verse 5 and 6. We're just going to keep reading down through here for a little bit. Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days, which you will not believe, though it be told to you. God is at work right now. God is doing stuff right now. He's not gone. He's not missing, but he has a plan that is fulfilling at its appointed time. And he is still here, and he is still doing his stuff. But there's a lot of people that don't believe that. There's a lot of people that does not believe in God, does not believe he exists, all kinds of stuff like that. So we have to be careful with that. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not there. Okay. Raising up the Chaldeans, bitter and hasty nation, march through the breadth of the land, possess the dwelling places. This is talking about exactly the things that are going on right now. And if you don't know who the Chaldeans are, the Chaldeans in the old days were the Babylonians. And if you know anything about the Babylonians, then you know about Babylon and Revelation. And if you know anything about the actual Babylon and Revelation, is way past just a nation. Babylon means to babble or confusion. So the confusion is running wild. I mean, the devil is doing the best he can to make everybody confused about everything. I mean, people don't even know if they're male or female anymore. He's got people so confused. He has literally twisted up everything possible and tried to make everything so upside down, wrong, right, right, wrong, that the confusion is chaotic and just running loose. Regarding law, I mean, it doesn't matter if we're talking about God's law or anything. People are so confused around the world, it's unbelievable. And it lets you know just how modern the Old Testament was, because the Old Testament is actually talking about modern day right now. It's not just talking about back then. It's talking about even right now and the things that are happening. And it's letting you know that it's talking about the appointed time that the NWO system is being set up. And this is already into play. Everybody thinks that, there's a whole group of people out there that thinks it's later on down the line that you're going to have to take the little chip in your hand and stuff like that before any of that's ever set up. But the system has been at work for years and years. They did not do this overnight. And we're going to get down through that as we see this. It takes a long time to brainwash people. And I mean brainwash people as in to really get them into the agenda that they need, into the submission that they need, and things of that nature. So this is not just something that happened overnight. Did she fall asleep?
Yeah, she-
You having to hold her now, ain't you? He's having to hold the baby. She took the ball and then fell asleep. All right. So we went through 1 through 6 on the verses, but we're going to skip 7. You can read 7 if you want to. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. You know, they're mean people. Plain and simple. They're just dreadful, terrible, horrible. All this is going on, and the people themselves are becoming that way. So we're going to go to verse 8. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from afar. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat. Now, the Bible's very, very symbolic. And it will use certain stuff to talk about something else, just like the stars of heaven are angels. It's not necessarily stars. So when you get into Revelation, you start reading about the stars of heaven and things like that. It's not talking about the stars falling out of the sky. The horses symbolize power. They're powerful. This system is powerful. You know, swifter than the leopards. They're not dumb. You know, leopards are very smart. You got to be real swift. You got to be real quick thinking to get away from them. When it talks about the wolves, more fierce than the evening wolves. When you think of wolves, what would most people think of? They're there to kill. They're there to devour, to destroy. And that's exactly what they're here for. They are here as wolves in sheep's clothing. They're disguised. They're not going to come right out and tell you, you know, exactly. They're here to brainwash you and to destroy everything that God stands for. They're going to do this sneakily. They're not going to do this easy. Where it says the eagles are hungry, more or less. They hasteth to eat. They want to consume you. Their agenda is to consume you, to overcome you, to fill your mind full of stuff that you don't need. And what is the fastest way right now to brainwash a nation? What is the fastest way to spread anything? And we're sitting here right here on it right now. Technology, television, radio, cell phones, text messages, calls. I mean, you can take something right now, just like I'm saying something, and you're instantly hearing it in all these other states, even possibly in other countries right now, in a split second. And they are spreading their agenda. They are spreading their lies. They are controlling the narrative. You know, they only let certain stuff come onto the mainstream news. You might get it alternatively. You may get it from YouTube or somewhere like that on something different than what they're saying, because everything they do will eventually come out. They can't keep it in the dark always. God will let it come out to let people know what is going on. He will not keep his people blinded. So it eventually always comes out one way or another, but they control mainstream news. They control what you see and what's happening. And usually it's completely opposite. Hollywood's part of it. Movies. I mean, movies right now, you could watch tons and tons of movies, and it's already come out. A lot of them that they've made over the years has bits and pieces of real life events that have now taken place and come out that they told of a long time ago. I mean, that's just the way that they did it. They had to let some of it out so they control the narrative. They give you these movies too so that you watch it, and when somebody tells you that this is really going to happen in real life, you think, you're crazy. You've been watching too many movies. I mean, you ever heard people say stuff like that? That's crazy. You've been watching too many movies. When some of this stuff is really true. Hello, Juanita. So we have to watch the television and all that stuff. Jeff said hello to all y'all too, in case y'all can't hear me in the background.
I know it. It's really a big time agenda. I mean, he's working overtime. God threw him and the angels and everything to far him out. I mean, he ain't got a chance no more. He's trying to doom us all.
Yep.
He's working overtime. Him and all his minions is.
Yep. This is an overtime thing right now. He thinks he's got to. Smoking says howdy, bro. So he can hear you. I didn't know if they could hear you or not, but they can hear you.
where I'm at.
But they're working overtime to brainwash and to get this passed, and they don't even really know that what they're doing, though, is really supposed to fulfill anyway. So they're not actually doing their own plans. They are following God's plan because this is in his plan. He's allowing it to happen to separate the wheat from the tares. I mean, you got to pick a side. You can't be on both. You can't be lukewarm. You got to pick a side. So, will you please pray tomorrow for my husband? He goes for a heart catheterization. Yes, we will pray, Juanita. Definitely will. So everyone, remember that.
Let's go ahead and pray.
You want to go ahead and pray? Okay. Jeff's going to go ahead and pray. Remember, who was it up here that asked? Keith. Juanita's husband needs prayer, and Keith needs prayer. They can hear you. I'll let you do it. So.
Who you said? Juanita's husband and Keith.
And Keith.
Okay. Right here, I guess. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, we'll come to you tonight and pray for Juanita's husband and Keith. I know you know all their needs. You know everything in this world, Lord God. You made us all. Please, Lord God, help them with all their needs and help everybody that's listening to this tonight, listening to this in the future to get ready for what's coming. And please make them strong in Jesus Christ's mighty name. Amen.
Amen. All right. The only part is okay. This is Kevin, Xenia's husband. Great point of view. All right, so Kevin is Xenia's husband, so we'll say hello to him. He's on Xenia's account, but he told who he was. Juanita's husband is Rusty.
Okay.
And Jeff said, nice to meet you. All right, so we got that done. So anybody, if you need prayers, you can just leave it up here on that right there. All right. Next, we're going to get to Habakkuk chapter 1, verses 9, 10, and 11. So right here is where we're going to get finished on that. And then in a few minutes, when we get through this, we will be skipping over to Daniel on some stuff. And we'll go through that. Just like I said, this is going to be 2, 3, 4 parts. I don't know. It depends on how long it takes to go through all this. So 9, 10, and 11. Hey, Hannah. They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind. They shall gather the captivity as the sand. And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, imputing this his power unto his God. And now if you're reading the Bible, this is the little g God, not the big G. Just so y'all know this. Wesley, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I see all your 10,000 different posts on here. We'll see how that goes on that. Okay. It's talking about taking the people captive with their lies. It's talking about the false Messiah. The false Messiah is going to come in. He's going to override everything that's happening, and he's going to set up his rule over the kings that are already present. So what it's talking about is this governmental system in every country. He's going to come in and he's going to take it over. And he's going to become the leader of it. And he's going to set up his agenda of where he wants you to worship him as the false Messiah. And things of that long. Hey, Smoking, will you take your Wesley for me, please? Let me get back to this because I had to read that and see what he was putting. He's going to come in and he's going to set this kingdom up. You might as well say the kingdom on earth, because God's given him this power to do this. He's not doing this on his own. He's not doing this because he has any power or any actual authority. He's doing it because God's allowed him. God's allowing him to fulfill the Bible and what he's got to have to pass, I guess you could say, for his appointed time to come in. This has got to happen before Jesus can come back. So this false Messiah has to do it. He has to set this up. So God's allowing him to come in and do it. He's allowing him to come in and take over this new governmental systems. Thank you very much, Smoking. He's allowing him to come in and set this up, and it's going to separate. I mean, the mark of the beast, a lot of it's going to have to do with which side you're choosing. You're going to have to either choose to stick with God and to not bow into all his demands and all this stuff that's happening, or you're going to follow him. And when you follow the false Messiah, that's not going to be a good thing for you. So we talked about him coming in and setting up his kingdom and all the power and stuff like that. So the next two verses that I'm going to read you, which is 12 and 13, is exactly where Habakkuk, he remembers that. He remembers that even though he's been upset about all this and he wants to know, why, God, do you keep letting me see all this violence, all this grievance? Why aren't you doing something? He remembers that God has a plan, and there's a reason that he's letting this happen, and that he doesn't overlook the iniquity, but it can't happen. Now Dolly wants food. Hey, Faye. Our dog now decides she wants supper. He's allowing this to happen so that his plan can be fulfilled. It's not that he's overlooking anyone's iniquity. It is because he has to have this to happen. Let me give Dolly some food. I'll be back, y'all.
Are you hungry? Very good.
Okay. All right. We're back. So let's read 12 and 13. Art thou not from everlasting, O Lord my God, mine Holy One? We shall not die, O Lord. Thou hast ordained them for judgment, and Almighty God, thou hast established them for correction. So he knows now, he's remembering it. You know what? You're it, God. You're everlasting. You're the Holy One. You have already judged them. You already have them set up for the judgment. You already have them ready for correction, for their punishment. Thou art of pure eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon them that deal treacherously, and holdest thy tongue when the wicked devoureth the man that is more righteous than he. Why are you doing this and overlooking the wicked man overcome the righteous man? Why are you letting wickedness overcome the word of God? And he's remembering that you've already judged them. You already have them set for correction. It's not that you're overlooking it, but you have this plan laid out, and this has to happen to separate your people from the devil's people. That's just how it is. It has to separate God's true children, the ones that really love him and really want to follow him and keep his word, from the ones that are of the wicked one, the ones that's going to follow the devil. He has to play this out, and this is where he remembers, you're not just overlooking this. You already have a plan, and that's why this is happening. Dolly is spreading the word of Jesus. She's spreading the beef stew. She wanted a bowl of beef stew. All right. So now we're going to move to chapter 1, 14 through 17. She making noises? All right. This is 14 through 17, and this is going to finish out all of Habakkuk chapter 1. And make us men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them. They take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their net and gather them in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad. Therefore they sacrifice unto their net and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their portion is fat and their meat plenteous. Shall they therefore empty their net and not spare continually to slay the nations? They're not going to quit. Are they going to quit on the nations and what they've set up? No. And they made the men as the fishes of the sea, as this is talking about, and as the creeping things that have no ruler over them. If anybody's ever seen a school of fish, and just about all of us probably has, this one little fish in front darts to the left and the whole school of fish goes with it. And if it darts to the right, the whole school of fish follows with them. And if that one fish messes up and he goes into them nets that these big boats has got set, that whole school of fish is going to get caught. They all get caught in this confusion and the lies and all of this propaganda and brainwashing. So if you're one of these people and you're listening and you follow the fish, you follow along with whatever's on the TV or whatever the trends is, you know, or whatever Hollywood tells you to do because some big star in Hollywood. Have y'all ever thought why they call them stars in Hollywood, or Hollywood as some people calls it? Because it's straight out of the devil. They call them stars. They want you to worship them. The stars in the Bible are angels and are of God. But they want to name these regular human people that are of the flesh, and most of them sold out and will pass you any agenda there is out there against God. They call them stars because they want you to worship them. They want you to worship whatever they're, you know, they put on this jacket and everybody thinks they want to wear that same kind of jacket. Or they make a shoe and put their name on that shoe and tell you it looks good, and everybody thinks they got to go buy that brand name shoe, otherwise, you know, you're not cool. Just like school, you know, if you didn't have brand name clothes or a brand new set of Nikes or something on, you wasn't popular. You was a poor kid. You didn't fit in, you know, you wasn't with the trends. And it's just all the brainwashing. Booted from my other friend's channel last night. Well, sounds like he's been a troll then for a bunch of people. So good job, Xenia. Banning him from there, banning him from here, because he was trolling. I gave him a little bit of time to see what he was posting, to see, you know, if it's something that needed to be up for people to see, but he got a little weird there with stuff. So we had to boot him. Yeah, you keep an eye out for him, Smoke. It sounds like it goes from channel to channel doing that.
There's a lot of people that's going there where they're using the internet too, and they're trying to push their agenda.
Spread lies and confusion like Wesley was doing.
Anything of lies, confusion
is the devil. The devil is the man. I mean, he was the first liar. He was the first liar. He was the first murderer. He was the first of a lot of stuff, and he's very good at it. If there's one thing he's good at, it's telling you a lie. He'll give you just a little bit of the truth and tell you a lie this big. I mean, he's not known for his honesty. So he sends, I mean, channels like this that are telling this and whatever Xenia's talking about and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how, well, I do know how it is. Who am I kidding myself? They will find those channels and they will come on those channels and spread these lies, spread this confusion, because that's how the devil works. That's how this whole agenda is working. That confusion and those lies has to be spread by somebody. And even everyday people like trolls on YouTube will be brainwashed into believing certain stuff and being confused about certain stuff. And they'll go around channels and spread it. And I mean, there could be one person in the background right now listening and see that and believe that and be led astray on account of it. So that's why I don't mind if you have a difference in opinion. We don't all have to see eye to eye on everything that's in the Bible. But if I know you're outright in here spreading the devil's confusion, that'll get you booted. Not a disagreement because we don't see everything eye to eye. That's just part of learning. But when you come in here and you got 20 posts like he was doing of stuff that's not even making a lot of sense, there you go. There's Davies everywhere. Wesley was a Davy. And I'm going to say that, y'all, because he proclaimed, and it's clear on live streaming video, he proclaimed who his little G God was and who he served and exactly what he was. So there's plenty of those out there.
A lot of people probably heard him.
And a lot of people, yes, I'm sure has heard it because he didn't do it just that one time. He's done it many times on live stream, and that's not counting the times he's done it that we didn't even capture him on video. So there's Davies everywhere. There's all kinds of stuff like that. Them people really exist. They are literally brainwashed into thinking that the devil, Satan himself, is the one that they're supposed to worship and the leader. And that's why the false Messiah is going to be able to step up and do the things he's going to do, because somebody's got to deceive people. I got a jammed thumb right here and I'm trying to pop it. I mean, it's just a whole lot of stuff going on that we have to be aware of. Yeah, we're going to send Wesley to Bama Prepper, Smoking says. Let me help take care of that. It's behind you right there, babe. Yeah, under that. There you go, girl. So
I gotta say, I tried to hit Davey as much as I could. I tried to I tried to beat it out of him.
Tried to beat the devil out of him.
You could, I mean.
You can try. Hey, it's worth the shot, you know, if it comes down to it like that. But I don't know. I don't think it worked. I think he's still in there, but you know, you might have got one of them out of him. He's still full of many more.
I'm just saying, I think it helped the whole situation.
Yeah, one of them was hollering. I'll say that. Thank you, Jen. I'm glad y'all are enjoying this. This is the one that I had started. Got a free facelift. He got a pat on the back or pat on the shoulder, however you want to say it. He needed that good pat on the back. I don't know if it was for a job well done or not, but anyway, this is the one that I've been telling y'all, like on the singings that I was doing, and I've done them on Tuesday night too, because it's supposed to be Bible night on Tuesday nights and singing on Friday. But I had actually got 4 pages of notes wrote down on this that I had started the week that Rebecca was born. And I haven't been back on it until today. And I told Jeff earlier today, I'm like, look, if she'll take a nap, I'm going to finish this out today. I'm going to get this done. And, well, she didn't take a nap. Well, she is now in her daddy's lap. But I still managed to get it done. So we're this far along. And I got a babysitter over here, babysat her to keep her quiet because she skipped all evening nap. And she wasn't going to sleep.
She's full, she's asleep. She's like, away, right?
Yeah, I had a bottle sitting there ready because I thought if she gets up, I'll have a bottle ready. Because Faye said, Mama, I'll take care of her if you want me to, and all that. And he said, if you'll just give her to me, I'll feed her. And she's out like a light.
How much she's growing.
Yeah, I need to do an update video on her when she gets back up tonight or tomorrow or something. I'll put a video on her. Like she's got long, and the little legs, it was so skinny when she was first born. She's chunking everything up now. So she has gained weight. Like toting her in a car seat now.
She's growing.
You can tell she's in it. When we first brought her home, it just felt like just toting the car seat. So now you can tell you got the car seat with something in it. So she likes to eat. She does. She likes her milk. She sure does. All right, we're going to move over now to Habakkuk chapter 2. And we're going to start there because we pretty much went all the way through chapter 1. And Habakkuk's not a real big, book of the Bible. It's only got 3 chapters in it, but there's a whole lot of stuff in it that pertains to this appointed time. I may have to get my drink in a second. I don't know why, but when I talk a bunch, it does that. It's all in the Bible. You're exactly 100% right. The one we're going over is here now. Yeah, it is here now. It's not fully fulfilled and fully set up as far as you're going to have to take your pick right yet, but you better, start jumping off the fence and getting on one side or the other because it's coming through. So this is very important, these next few verses. Let me get my drink. I'll be back. That's what I needed. She said, it's right. This is all.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Next time I'll be prepared. I gotta stay hydrated, y'all. No, I need to quit them, but I still drink them some. All right. We're going to start with chapter 2, verse 1 through 3. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. That's exactly what we're talking about on this whole live stream. There's an appointed time. It is happening right now. It has not fulfilled itself. But as it goes through, every little thing that happens is going to be in its time. They can't speed this up. The governmental systems, the politics, all these people that are trying to push all this, they cannot do it any faster than God allows it, because he has a set time of when and how this is going to happen. He's going to allow them to do it, but they can't rush it. They can't make it go any quicker than what he is allowing it. For this vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So right now, a lot of people think, maybe something that they thought should have already happened hasn't happened, that maybe what we're talking about is not true. Maybe we really are a bunch of tinfoil hat wearers. And maybe it really is a conspiracy, because the economy's not already collapsed and the Great Depression is not set in to the point where there's soup lines everywhere and everybody's starving to death and martial law's done been set up and all this stuff. It has a time. It has a time that everything's going to go into play. And when it happens, it's going to be happening. Just because it's not already happened, and just because something you think should have already come to pass hasn't, don't think that it's not going to. It says clearly right here, and I'm going to reread this because people need to hear it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. It's for a certain time, God's time. We don't know that exact time. We know the season. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. Wait this out. Prepare. Have preparedness.
Ask him one thing. Can they see any changes? I bet you everyone has seen
Every one of these people can see changes.
You can ask them.
Like, they're all older than me except for Spoken. And I know the change I've seen. They've seen change.
He knows. He's seen change.
The longer you've been on this earth, the more change you've seen, and it's only getting worse. And just like it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry. So when this happens, when this actually comes, it's going to come, and you better be ready for it, because it's not going to wait on you then. That's like the virgins with the lamps and stuff like that. I mean, you don't want to be one of them that didn't bring the backup because you wasn't prepared for this to last a little longer than you thought it should. You want to be prepared spiritually, physically, your food pantry, any way you want to put it. You want to be prepared. But number one, be spiritually prepared and be wise. And when I say be wise, I mean learn as much as you can about the end times and how this is going to play out, so that you know that everything that is happening, you know where it's coming from and whether it's something of God or whether it's something of the devil, so you can know where you need to stand. That is the main thing. Let's see. Let me get through some of these comments before I go on down, because we're almost finished with this, and then we'll have to get into the rest of it on the next one. My neighbors were Davies, but God has supported them. Thank you, Xenia. That's good news. I had an exchange of words with my Davy neighbor. Oh, Lord, Smokin's having his own Davy.
Let you know everybody's got a word.
Yes. Can Jeff come to the camera with Rebecca to say hi? She's snoozing.
You don't come here right quick?
I can get her, yeah. Let me go.
Rebecca?
Xenia.
Xenia, okay. She's just like, she's so tiny. When she gets a little bigger, I'm just a little nervous. She's asleep on the way.
All right. There she is. Hold on, I'm going to have to stand.
There she is, y'all. Hey, y'all. I just have got up, too, so I look awful. I've been asleep. I mowed too much yesterday. She's sleeping away. She's sleeping good. Oh, she's full.
Something tells me Daddy filled you up.
No, I have not shaved either, but I come on for you.
Let me go and sit down. Yeah, Xenia. You come on?
Oh. Well, they know she's asleep now. Do what?
All right.
All right, y'all. We back. She is precious. It's not a matter of if, but when. Yes, it is a matter of when. Not if it's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. Yeah, I'm kind of corner because I'm over here at my desk.
I want you to ask him something. Can all y'all tell how much she's already grown already? That's how fast she's growing.
Big. Yeah, she's big. Next time when she's not all wrapped in her blanket, I'll put her on here where y'all can really see how far she's stretched out.
I told y'all she is snoozing good. She got full of milk and she instantly went to sleep.
See, she's not had a nap all evening since what? I think around 12:30 or something. And
Jeez.
she's been up the whole entire night. She's not like my other ones. My other ones like naps, like sleeping. This one right here wants to see what's happening.
Fight sleep. Big time.
So she fights it. I'm the young buck. Yep, smoking's the youngest one in the bunch unless somebody else is hiding back there. Now smoking, see, now you're making me feel old because I usually was the younger one.
You ain't no more.
So now I'm not. We're not even going to talk about that. Got to turn down this. Can you explain the fifth temple real quick, not to get off track? All these temples and stuff, I'll put it this way, and then I'll have to kind of pull you out some stuff to really get on subject of it and stuff like that. Because it does kind of play a role in all of this. But the temples are more of just signs of the times. More of some of the stuff that's happening, going on. Something you can kind of watch for. You know that when all this stuff is going on, when everything's happening over yonder with all the buildings of the temples and setting up all this stuff, you know that it's kind of, I didn't give her a bowl of beef stew. She didn't even eat it. You know that we're kind of getting towards the end time and all this stuff is fulfilling itself. So to get really right down into it, I'll have to pull you out some Bible verses. I know the Bible verses that are in there, but I don't know exactly where they are, and I don't want to quote them not like they are. So what I will do is we'll finish up this study some. I might can get the rest of this on the next one, very possibly, and make it a 2-part series. But I will do that, and then we will try to get into some more of the signs like the temples and all that kind of stuff like that that's happening to let you know on some of that too, on the things that are going on, so that y'all know what to look for on that, because it does have a lot to do with it when they're building these temples and they're setting all this up. And the biggest thing is where we remember that Jesus was the temple. Jesus said that he would, destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days. What he was talking about is the holy temple of God himself, where he would be crucified and he would be alive in 3 days. He would rebuild it in 3 days. And they told me it's crazy. This took years to build. You can't rebuild this in 3 days. Just so that they didn't get the spiritual meaning of his body being the temple and things of that nature on what he was talking about. So, is that right there was telling us? It's telling us to be watchmen. It's telling us to be prepared, watch for the signs and the things that are happening so that we see as the appointed time is coming up and we know what is happening so that you don't get deceived. And it also lets you know, don't get slacked. Don't start thinking because it hasn't already happened. Maybe your grandpa or your great-grandpa said, oh, it'll happen in my lifetime, and they're dead and gone now, and it didn't happen. Maybe it's not happened in your mama's generation, and maybe it ain't happened yet in yours, and you're done getting older, and you're thinking, well, this can't be really what's going to happen because, this person said it would done happen, that person said it would done happen. It will happen in its time, and you need to know what the time is, and don't let anything like that stop you from being prepared. Wait for it.
Deception's big time. Too.
Yes, because the deception is big time. That's another reason on Wesley a while ago. That's why I also told him to go ahead and ban him because he was saying something about a certain date, certain day, a certain year, and that's why I told you when I started this. I'm not going to tell you what day he's coming. I'm not going to tell you what hour he's coming. I'm going to tell you we're in the season and signs to look for because nobody knows that. So when these people, you get certain people out there that set a date and a time, that ain't going to happen because that is not the way God set it up. He said, no man knoweth the hour or the day except God himself. So not even the angels in heaven knows it. So if he ain't told them yet, he ain't telling none of us. We'll just have to wait until it happens and goes.
Gives us enough sense to know it's coming.
Yes, he gives you the seasons. He gives you the time. He lets you know the things that are happening. That's why we done this Bible verse, so everybody can know certain times are happening and what's going on. But the next one is Daniel. I don't have but just a few more verses on this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Because it really was supposed to go with the next set of Bible studies. See, Daniel 8. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this in here so that we can add it on here. If I can get some of Okay, this is Daniel chapter 8, and we're going to start with verse 19. And he said, Behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation, for at the time appointed the end shall be. So he says he's going to let you know. I'll let you know what's going to be in the end of all this sin and all this wickedness that's going on. I will let you know, for at the time appointed the end shall be. So I'm going to let you know all of this that's going on, let you see what's going to lead you, up to this, so that you know the end is coming. So you'll know that this is what's going to happen. My son asked me why her eyes are closed. So sweet. Yeah, she's sleeping, so that's why them little eyes is closed.
She's been asleep about 20 minutes, bro.
Yeah, she took the bottle. Well, right as this started,
Tell
and been asleep.
When she gets awake, she is smiling. She is.
Yeah, she's got to the where everything's funny and makes her smile stage. So you can make her laugh with anything now. She's at the little smiling and grinning and making noise, like she was making noises over her while she was asleep. All right, now we're going to go and skip down to verses 23 and 24. So let me pull that down here. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. Everybody in here should know who this is. No ifs, ands, buts. If you're a new Christian and you're just now learning about this stuff, we're going to let you know. This is the false Messiah. This is the Antichrist that it's talking about. And when it says at the latter time of their kingdom, it means more towards the end of this. More towards as this plays out. Because right now, they're setting this up. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. This is what I was telling you earlier. He's not doing this because he has the power. He only has the power right now because God's allowing it. And he shall destroy wonderfully and shall prosper and practice and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And this is 25. I'm going to add this in here too. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. Pride. What is the whole situation of the good versus evil happened? Why? Because Satan, Lucifer as he was known then, got full of pride. He magnified himself. He was going to be bigger and greater than God and sat on his throne. That's what started this. That's still in his heart. He still wants that right now. So he's going to magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And he also shall stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. He's going to come in by peace, but yet he's going to destroy everything. His agenda is to destroy every soul that he could possibly take with him. But he's going to come in as peace. The Bible tells you to look out when they say peace. Anybody that wants to come in under peace, when there's wars and rumors of wars and all this bad stuff happening, but yet somebody's going to come in peacefully to help save you. Beware of that, because he is going to stand up against the prince of princes. He's going to stand up against Jesus. He's going to go against him. He's going to go against his people. And this is
America.
Yeah.
Look at change right now. Look how hard he's working right now.
The latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark senses shall stand up. The false Messiah, at the end of this, is going to come up to the kingdom and stand up. And when the transgressors are come to the full, what this means is when they have everything in control, when they have, I'm trying to figure out a way to put this, because there's certain stuff you can't say on YouTube because you can get banned or ousted and all that. When they've done away with enough of us that are going to be against them, and they've lowered enough of us down where they can control us easier, and when they've kind of made enough notes of who's on what side so they know who their real army against them is, I guess you could say, who the real followers of Christ is compared to who's going to submit to them. When they feel like they're in control enough of that, when they feel like they can set all of this up and be able to control us, because, there's a lot of people in this world. We're not just talking about one state, one country. There's a lot of people in this whole world, and a lot less of them in the higher places. Right now, if everybody, us little peasants, as they consider us, all really turned and stood up, there's way more of us than them. So they got to make sure that they have brainwashed enough, had enough confusion, that they have enough people to submit when this king of fierce countenance comes in, to be against God's people, so that at that time they can rule and they can have control. Because for a short period, this world's going to be his. And the best thing that you can do is be on God's side and let him be there to protect you in the way that he sees to protect you. Are all of us going to make it through it? Probably not. It says there'll be people beheaded, and all that kind of stuff. The disciples, they had some gruesome stuff done to them, but we have to be prepared for whatever may come our way, because that's just going to be part of it. And that's why we want to do these Bible studies, so that we know what to look for and what is coming, so that when it is time, you know when to stand up and who you are against when this happens. Because this clearly tells us right here in Daniel, one of the most plain verses, and one of them that's probably very much overlooked. It clearly tells you that at the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors will come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding of dark sentences. In other words, he's part of the dark side. He's understanding and going with that system, shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty. It's letting you know what is coming. Clearly and simple.
Some else needs to be said more often, even though we're 2025. Hell is real.
Yeah, that I've heard a lot, and this was said not too long ago. It's 2025. Things are different, so we're supposed to do things different. But as the old saying goes, there used to be hellfire and brimstone preachers, where they would tell you right quick, if you don't follow God's law and you don't get saved and you don't do like you're supposed to, hell is real, and that's where them kind of people goes to. That now is sugar-coated. You have prosperity preachers.
So many people try to hide like it don't exist.
Mm-hmm. They don't want that talked about. They want that pushed under the rug and just tell everybody, well, if you do good and you go to church on Sunday and you say you're a Christian, then you're going to be blessed with millions of dollars and big houses and new cars and all this kind of stuff. The Bible does not tell us that. The Bible did not say, well, if you believe in God and you believe in me, that you'll automatically be rich. It does not say that. He promised that he would take care of you and you would have all that you need, but he also didn't promise you that the way wouldn't be hard, that there would not be tribulation, that you would not go through trials. He did not say just because you're a Christian, you're going to get this gold road paved and life is going to be easy and smooth. No, he clearly told you the world hated me first, and you will be hated for my name's sake. He more or less gave us a heads up that we would be an enemy to the majority of the world because we believe in him. And when you're an enemy to the majority of the world, then that means that they try to make it hard on you. They don't want you to say certain, just like on here, there's certain stuff and subjects we can't talk about, even though they're biblical, because we get zapped.
Can I talk about Islam?
You're not really supposed to, but they can talk about us.
Well, Islam is being brought in here for a reason.
Yes, because they're against us. Mm-hmm. And see, that's what we're talking about. That's where it comes into play. We're taught in this new system. It's not like it used to be. Used to, if you were not part of God's people and you're not part of being a Christian and stuff like that, if you went against, something that was against God, that's what they expected you to do as a Christian. Now, even your supposed other Christian people will tell you, you cannot say anything about that religion or them people. Yeah, let me get this ready for her and I'll be back.
Tell them we're waiting for a reason. It's all. She gets some more. Got your babies.
Yeah. Over here.
She's gonna take them in her room.
Ow! I'm bringing some babies in to play with.
I'm coming. You want me to do it?
I'm sure everybody knows about. Yeah, they gonna take her over here.
They want you to see you, right?
They probably can see her mom. It's all setting up for a reason. It's all for a reason.
Uh-oh. And say, hey, I'm awake now.
Can everybody tell how much she's grown?
Maybe they can see. Y'all can see she's a big old girl now. She's hanging way over. But where was I at? Now I don't even remember. I got baby on my
I
mind.
was talking about baby mom.
Yeah, but I was saying something and I don't even remember.
Brought for a reason. I mean, they really are.
Yeah.
To help break our country down economically and bigger.
Yep. But yeah, they want America to fall because the country is based on Christian values. You're right, Spoken. They want
Exactly right.
they want to take the blessings off of America, which the blessings are coming off of America and things are happening like they are now because the Bible more or less tells us, I don't know how many times in it, that if God is not number one, any nation that turns their back on him, he will turn their back on them and you will eventually get put into captivity. You will get the blessings taken off of you. And that's what's happening right now in America. I mean, we may not be, done like they done back when they was took, in line and single file to Babylon and stuff like that. Not that kind of captivity. But we're in captivity right now to the system and the things that are happening because the blessings has been took off because the majority of America has turned its back on God. They don't want him in the schools. They don't want him in the courthouses, nothing. They don't want him in anywhere. You're not supposed to say, you might offend somebody. We are a country of feelings now. They want to enforce your feelings, not laws, but feelings. And you can't say or do certain stuff when it comes to Christianity because you might offend somebody. But yet, they can do whatever they want to if they're Islam and Muslim or, or if you're on the devil's side. If you're part of that system, you can say or do whatever you want to on that, and that's okay. You can talk about Christians all you want to. That's okay. But we can't talk about anything else because, we might offend somebody. We might hurt their feelings if we say something.
Our free speech being taken away.
Yeah. The free speech that we're supposed to have is really not there. And the free speech depends on what you're talking about and who you are that's saying it, on whether or not it's okay and acceptable in this society to talk about it. They can talk about, what they believe in their religions and what their religion tells them that they can and can't do and what they believe in, what they don't believe in. But if you go to the street corner and start preaching about what's right and what's wrong and it's okay to do stuff and it's not okay to do certain stuff, then you're offending people. And you're not supposed to do that. So it just depends on who you are and what religion you say you're from on whether you've got free speech or not. Is that good?
But it's going to get deeper and deeper.
Yeah, it's going to get worse and worse. It's going to get way out there, more than we can even really imagine. And we tell people, all of us does to prepare. Prepare for what's coming. Be ready for what's coming. We can prepare all we want. We can do everything we want to. You can set up the biggest homesteads out there, try to be as self-sufficient as you want to, stock up all the food that you want to, stock up medicines, any kind of supplies. But we will never really, truly be prepared for what is coming and what is going to happen because we've never really been in that situation like that. We've never been in the end times. We've never really been to a point where there's going to be a ruler come up and says, because you believe in God, if you don't deny him right now and join my side, you're going to be beheaded. None of us have ever been in that situation to really know what's going to happen and how that's going to feel. That's where you have to do your best to be as prepared as you possibly can, but you will never be all the way really prepared. We already see the division in our own families. So many people we know don't believe this. That's very true, Jen. I mean, we've got people right now in our own families that think you're crazy. Think, it's a lie, that are so blinded. I mean, I've got plenty in mind right now that have absolutely no idea. I mean, they think we're just in the economic problem. They don't have a clue that this is biblical and what's really coming and what's really going to happen. It's pitiful, but they're one of the ones that will be again. I mean, the Bible tells us, I'll have to look it back up, but the Bible tells you clearly that family would turn against family. And there's spots in there. I need to do a Bible study on that too, to let you know that, even your closest of closest can turn on you. And it's not necessarily that, not because they don't love you and things like that, but because they bought into the deception so strong that when this happens, they're going to think you're really crazy and you really don't know what you're doing. They're going to turn you into the system. When it comes to the point when they say, do you know any Christians that are against our leader, our false leader? And some of them's going to go, yes, they need help. They need reformed. Because they're so brainwashed and blinded, thinking that is the real Messiah that they're supposed to be worshiping. And it's not. We feel that they have been brainwashed. Yep. Majority of the world has been brainwashed. I hate to say it. They're not going to live in fear and not prayer. I know they will be running to me for help when things happen for sure. Yep. See, it's just like that. The whole thing, well, I'm not going to live in fear and I'm not going to spend all my time preparing, for this stuff like that. There's no point in living in fear. That's where this fear-mongering thing come about, like we're just fear-mongers and we're trying to spread fear. I'm telling you right quick, don't fear what's coming. Prepare for what's coming and know that your God has all the power, whether you die during this time or you make it all the way to the end and see him coming down into the clouds. One way or the other, he has control, and whatever he has destined for your life will happen. And when the end comes, you got a whole glorious kingdom waiting on you.
I'm sure all them people know that you're talking to, but go ahead and tell them what the Bible says about a loaf of bread. What's coming? Look how much a loaf of bread.
Yeah, we know. I mean, I know just like
food's going up.
Most all of this, because it clearly tells us that a loaf of bread would be a day's wage. And I don't know how much it is in y'all's area, but right here, I mean, if you want a good loaf of bread that you're not making homemade, but a good loaf at the actual store, you're going to easily pay $5 for it. And minimum wage around here, if you're working a regular minimum wage job, by the time that you pay taxes and you put gas in your vehicle and you eat for that day and stuff like that, I mean, you're not making hardly any money that day. So if you go out and buy one loaf of bread, I mean, that's starting to really cut into the cost of stuff. So we're getting on up there. And that's not even counting now, too, all this stuff that's fixing to kick in.
Meat prices, which they only want to eat meat.
No, they want to eat bugs, not meat.
Yeah, but meat is going through the roof, too.
Mm-hmm.
It really, if it keeps on going up like it is now, it's going to be unbelievable.
Yep. Yeah, see, 2 hours work in some areas. See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, depending on how many hours you're working a day and where you're working, I mean, it can really start cutting into your day's wage on a loaf of bread.
Everything is overpriced.
Everything's overpriced. There is nothing right now that I can sit here and go, well, that's reasonably priced. No, like I went to the grocery store, was it yesterday? Again. Like we're having to go to the grocery store regular because these kids will eat you out of house and home. Y'all know how kids is. They like to eat, and these kids get to eat. And so we have to go, back and forth regular, and we're still eating out of our pantry, stuff that we've canned and all that. But for the stuff that we don't have a milk cow, we got eggs. But, I mean, just regular stuff that we don't have right now, and you have to go back to the store and get it. And I'm going to tell you, like, we went last week, and we get avocados. We like avocados. They were 70 cents at Walmart. I went back yesterday. They were $1 each. That's already 30 cents more in 1 week.
I
Well, look
didn't even
what's
notice
coming.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's things that really go through the roof just on there. I know everybody's so overpriced everywhere. They know.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. And just like I was gonna make spaghetti and garlic bread, and I told Faith, I said, we may just go home and have this right now. And by the time I get groceries unloaded after going grocery shopping, and Jeff was mowing the yard and stuff like that all during this process, I said, there ain't gonna be nobody really that wants to do much of anything. I'm just gonna buy some garlic sticks instead of making them homemade. Because I've been trying to make like our rolls and our buns and stuff homemade because I can make it a lot cheaper than buy it, and it tastes good. But I said, I'm just going to buy this pack of garlic stick that probably has God knows what put into it because they put so much stuff in our foods now that don't even have to have it in there. But I went to get that box, and I looked at it, and the price had went up. It was $1 more than the last time that I bought it, which I haven't bought it in like a month. And it was 6 sticks instead of 8 sticks. And the size of them, they were half in 2. That was the most miniature. I've still got the box in there. That was the most miniature box I've ever seen. I even brought it back home and I showed him. I'm like, look how little this box is now.
Their downside.
There's less garlic sticks in it, and they're half the size. I was like, this is getting ridiculous. And they went up on price on top of it. I said, this is crazy at the cost of trying to feed people.
It's agenda going on.
The world is soft, and when we were kids, they were strong. Yes, kids nowadays are being raised, first off, without God and without morals, and they're snowflakes, as they say. Don't hurt their feelings. You know, they can't handle anything because everything offends them, unless it's their opinion. Now, if they want to give you an opinion on something they believe in, then, they can get all riled up and do that. But if you want to give them an opinion on something that you believe in and it's not the way they see it, then they get all hurt about it and their feelings are hurt and stuff like that. It's a generation of cowards now. There's too many Davies in the world right now that won't own up to society. They're not beneficial, I hate to say it, to the society because they're not doing, if somebody doesn't tell them what to do, they don't know how to do stuff. You know, they're like robotic. They have to be told what to do, how to do it. They don't think for themselves. And there's no common sense left whatsoever. Quick to throw a lawsuit. Yeah, that stuff's getting all over YouTube. People are getting sued for giving their opinion on stuff. Like, I thought this was a halfway open platform where you could say stuff, but giving your opinion on stuff, and then people sue you because it hurts their feelings.
Do you know what's going on? There's a reason for all this. Right now, even on this, right now, even on your channel, right now, if you say the wrong thing, they can throw a lawsuit.
Yeah.
They're wanting to, it's running wild.
It is. My neighbor was fined over $6,000 and told she cannot have goats and chickens in the city. Yeah, see, that's another thing. They're wanting to like some of the cities around us right now. You can't have a rooster at all.
Because they're too loud.
Yeah, because they're too loud. They're offensive, being loud. Because, people nowadays don't want to get up in the mornings, so they definitely don't want a rooster crowing at daylight.
I like the sound of roosters
I do like
crowing.
sound of roosters.
They definitely wouldn't like it around here because we got 2 of them. One of them's very annoying. He gets on my nerves
He
because
crows
he
even
wants to
at
fly.
dark time.
yeah, he may get you up at midnight
They've
crowing.
heard you crow a bunch of times.
Yeah, y'all know the rooster we're talking about. But you can't have a rooster in the city now though because it's offensive to people because it might wake them up. That's what it is. Having to watch an elderly couple get rid of those animals. I mean, see, to me, I like seeing the chickens. Like, we got that big fat rooster, and he just amazes me how big and fat he is running around.
He's beautiful too. He's got so many different colors.
Yeah, he's got beautiful feathers. They're therapeutic. If people would go back to the old days and stuff like that, and see things the way things used to be, it's just so different now.
Well, it's just good for your nerve. It's really good for you. It's like go out there and you get your mind off everything. It's really good for you.
Yep. Seen you. Smokey said he was a kid eating dirt and playing in the worms in church on Sunday. These kids right here now, if y'all ever see them on live stream sometimes and their clothes are filthy, it's not because I don't clean them up, but I mean, they may be sitting out here with dinos. Y'all seen that dino on one of his videos he done the other day of Hannah's dino where she sits out there and picks the little berries off the holly and feeds them to the dinos. And then Xenia, I bet your mom was like, oh boy, because Hannah does that same stuff to me. Faith don't. But she'll say, Daddy, I want some worms. And she'll go get a handful of worms, and she's just as liable to bring them into the house and go, I got worms for my dinos, and then there's worms in the floor, and I'm like, Hannah.
She ran them in the other day when Dad found one for her.
So, yeah, see, they're little pets to her. She likes them. She don't mind. They don't do worms.
Such a worm.
Now, I don't mind worms. I don't have anything against them, but now I don't just go out there and like pick them up and
disgusting and slimy. And
handle them or anything.
Slime, but not worm
But
slime.
yeah, it's just kids are different now than what they was. I'm gonna give Jeff a session gator for a guard dog. I've been waiting for that show with the neighbors. Hey, Courtney. Yeah, we were always see these girls as long as it's not too hot. Because it does get hot in Alabama. They'll go out for a while and then they'll come in and they'll say, "Well, we got to go down. It's too hot." And then they'll go back out. And that's why sometimes y'all seen them on live stream when Jeff would do live streams, at night, and they would play outside because they would go outside when it was cooler because they couldn't go outside as much during that day because it was so hot. Because unfortunately down here, if you ain't careful, it can get too hot and unsafe. When the humidity gets up really bad, but they don't mind to go out and play in the dirt and, well, Faith don't get worms, but don't mind Hannah to get worms or whatever.
She plays with worms and I play with mud pies.
Yeah, Faith will make a mud pie. I was bringing an alligator and a snapping and turtle home for the German Shepherd to chase. Oh, Lord, Smoking, I know you kept your mama on toes. Oh, she needs a worm farm. Oh, she'd love a worm farm, Kathleen. That would be right up her alleys. She would.
I'll have to catch your worms.
It's where you grow your own worms.
I probably wonder what kind. Tell me it's mainly red. I'm finding red wigglers.
Yeah, it's mainly red wigglers we got around here.
She'll hold.
A big old pile of dirt. You just kind of mimic their growing stuff. Oh, Lord. Yeah, so. Xenia, I know how your mom feels when you dragging in worms.
She drug in worms?
Yeah, she said, I know my mom just loved me for it. Oh, man, because I can't count, seriously, how many times that Hannah has come in and then, or maybe I didn't even realize she brought them in and go in there and find something and I'll be like, Hannah, what is it? Oh, that was my worms.
I've stepped in the slime over Jim.
Yeah, slime where they've been on the ground. Yeah, it's just, it's kids. It's normal to be in the dirt.
Her and Faith, they like dark ones.
Yeah. Faith is not a bug or worm girl. Like, she's your girly girl, and Hannah is the. I don't care nothing about painting my fingernails or whatever. Just let me dig in the dirt and play with worms. They're two opposites on that.
I like painting my nails, and Hannah's like, I hate that.
Yeah. Nature's On bread. The only bread we eat costs $4.16 a loaf. See, I like Nature's On, and it's about, I think it's like $3.97 here. So a good loaf is easily going to cost you $4 and $5 here if you don't make it on your own. And I don't know about y'all, we bought it a million times, but Walmart bread to me, we got to the point I said if I got to buy Walmart bread, I'll just quit buying bread.
And I've eaten so much of it.
And we've eaten so much of it.
Bread on earth.
But I don't know. I just don't like the taste of it compared to a good, just like you're saying, Nature's Own or something.
It's
Like
dry,
I think it's Nature's Own that does it. The butter bread, that's one of my favorites through them. I like that butter bread.
I need that homemade bread.
That's what the next one down. Smoking says Jeff be posting in food shorts with homemade bread makes my mouth water.
It does to me. It does to me.
Xenia said I get so hungry when he posts them. Yeah. Oh man, just like today, he wanted manwich, and we had went somewhere earlier today, and I'm like, well, I got bread, but I don't have buns, and I'm sure you don't want to wait long enough for me to make homemade buns. And he's like, no, just go ahead and put it on bread. So, always making me. Thank you, Xenia. I cooked since I was young, very young, from Southern Cooks. So, we believe in eating around here. We definitely believe in eating around here. And this little one right here, she's following in the footsteps because she believes in taking these bottles and milking. So I think she's going to be a big eater too.
Tell my grandma if she was living right now, if they come over to our place, she would try their. She would know. She'd have no other way. She'd have to cook this.
Yeah. Yeah, his grandmother, and that's like my great grandmother was the same way. Down here, it's like Southern people used to be. If you come to their house, I mean, when I went to his grandmama's house, there wasn't no ifs, ands, and buts back. You might as well just not eat before you go, because there was going to be no such thing as saying, "Oh, I just eaten, I'm full," and not eating because it was offensive.
She wanted you to eat.
She wanted you to eat. She wanted to feed you and know that you was full. So you might as well just not eat before you go. That way you can just go eat, because that's just the way it was.
My mom was a good woman.
I need some bread baking tips. What you need to know, Kathleen, I've still got, if you go to the front page of my channel, it's an older video, but it's got my homemade bread recipe on it.
It's good too.
So
if she'll cook just like that recipe, that bread is good.
Yeah.
Bread out there.
Anybody can do. That's a very simple and very easy, not overcomplicated recipe. That if you just follow directions and the measurements, you'll be good to go.
It's consistent too. It'll make it.
Yeah, it's very consistent.
How much would it cost this day time to make a loaf of bread?
When I make a loaf of bread, it probably costs about 30 cents.
They probably, what are you figuring out, 50 or 70 now?
Yeah, I might be pushing 50 cents now, but I'm still using
Still a lot
some.
cheaper than
Yeah.
bread.
My sister-in-law's from Tennessee, a good cook. Yeah, a lot of your Southern people, I mean, it's just, it used to be, I'll put it this way, it's not that thing now with the younger generations. I'll put it that way. But it used to be that a woman would take pride in being a good cook.
They really would.
In the South, because that was something that you wanted a reputation for being a good cook. You know, because that was considered being part of a woman, was to be able to cook and clean and, you know, take care of everything. And that's not a degrading thing like the society wants you to think, because everybody likes to eat and nobody wants to eat pig slop.
And tell them
So-
I've got some bad food before.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying every person down here can cook. I mean, there's some down here that make you go, woo.
Oh.
So please send me your homeschool program name too. Okay, I'll get that. Let me write that down. I got a piece of paper right here. Hold on. Before I go any further and I forget something. I'll write it on the back of this.
Because not everybody
And I
can
will
do
send
it.
you, I'll have to pull it up. Take me just maybe tomorrow before I get it. But I will get that for you so that you know that.
I've been putting a bind before places.
Oh, yeah. Everybody just about's been there. .com. Okay. Is that Southern Hospitality? Yeah, that's what it was. I need a gluten-free recipe too. Okay. Hang on, Kathleen.
I think I still got,
Is that gluten-free recipe right there?
not mine, no. I think I still got right here. Yeah. That's mine. This right here, we used to make the face.
All right, Kathleen. It's a wonder you said that. We used to make this. See, this is open. There ain't much bit left in it. This right here, we used to make it for Faith. It's buckwheat flour, organic. We got this from Thrive Marketplace. So, and it's got the recipe, if I can get the glare off of it, right here on the back of the actual package. So if you can look that, we got it at Thrive Marketplace. You can probably get it other places too, but you can see there's not much left in it. We used to make this all the time for Faith because it was gluten free.
You might as well tell everybody, buckwheat don't come when it's made, it's not, they don't have a gluten in the.
No, it's automatically gluten free.
So we'll
buckwheat.
go right now, if they can do gluten free like they're.
Yep. So the buckwheat flour, and I don't know where else you can get it. I'm sure you can look online, but we got this from Thrive Marketplace.
Buckwheat honey is good honey too.
Oh, I love buckwheat honey. We've
Buckwheat
still got
honey
some of that
is
in there
like
somewhere too.
dark honey.
Yeah. So yeah, I wrote it down, Xenia. So I've got it right here on a piece of paper. But yeah, it's since you said that, and I remember that it was up in the top of our kitchen cabinet right there where I was going through stuff the other day. So and I used to make that all the time for Faith. Does it taste just like white bread or the regular? No. But if you're looking for gluten free, Faith eat it. Faith done real good with it
It still tastes
and stuff
good.
like that. And it still has. I don't like rice flour or anything like that. That's not my thing. And we could eat this right here.
I can eat buckwheat. I really
So,
can.
yeah.
I like the honey too.
Let me go get this spoiled little one back.
Yeah. I know too much.
No, too much. Yeah, he's been doing yard work. And guess what? You get to redo it all again now with the rain.
Yeah. We got good rain.
Yeah, we've got a good rain. And I think it's still raining right now. Y'all might have heard the thunder in some of the background. Say hey. Hey there, they can see you now. Oh, bless you. You're drinking a milk bottle. When I got my first car and license at 14, my twin brother thought it was funny and put a frog on my front seat. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it's a good thing that they don't bother you like that. You would have panicked. Oh, Lord. I don't mind frogs, but I don't handle frogs. Faith, you got all your babies out, don't you?
Yeah.
She got a floor full of babies, y'all. I'm a triplet. Whew, your mama had her hands full, girl. 3 of them at one time. Xenia's a triplet,
Yeah.
So, ooh, that's a lot of them at once. I don't know what I'd do with 3 of you. By luck, I'd have 1 of you and 2 of Jeff. Then I would be in a mess.
Well, I might have 20 kids one day, so you're probably going to have plenty of them.
Well, see, them was grandbabies. If you have, Faith's supposed to have 20 kids, y'all. So, grandbabies, see, they're different than regular babies. I can fill them full of chocolate and sugar and just send them back home with you.
You're just me.
Oh, babe. But yeah, that'd been my luck, Xenia. If I'd had triplets, I'd had 1 of her and 2 of him. Tired today, 1.2 thousand square foot pool deck today. Woo! You had some nice work. And I know it's nice and cool down in Florida to do that work in. It's cooler in Florida than it is Alabama now. I'd have never thought.
Yeah, it used to be. I remember in the 80s and 90s, it's different temperatures now. We are hot and humid.
Yes, we're very hot and humid. I look forward to grandbabies. Yeah, that'll be the good ones. I don't get the sleepless nights on them. They go back to their mamas on that.
Oh, that's so unfair. You deal with chocolate-filled kids.
Oh, man. Yeah, she's got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 of them down there.
Mm-hmm.
She got 4 babies sitting down through there. I'll never have grandbaby. Bless your heart, Courtney. I know that's rough on you.
So I said, hey.
Jeff says, hey. You might can hear him in the background. And said, hey to Blair and to Carter. I'll go ahead and say it before he gets it out good. Yes, be careful smoking because, whew, you definitely got to stay hydrated.
If you don't, in an area like he's at,
Just like
the
here.
area right here,
Mhm.
you gotta stay hydrated.
We buy Gatorade and stuff like that in the big old containers like that you mix and make yourself. Plus the liquid IVs and stuff like that. They said howdy, all of them. And I talked to Courtney earlier about Carter. Yeah, y'all remember Courtney and Blair and Carter in your prayers because Carter's been having a real rough time. So he needs prayers and they do too. What you looking? You slow.
Well,
Oh,
I'll tell you what.
never mind.
She'll be right back.
She stood up.
Bye, Daddy.
She's gonna get that little spirit. She's gonna get you right now.
It's all over her hands.
He's all Greg Mary.
She loves being healed. God wants you to love Jesus. Tell Corey.
Now.
Corey.
No,
If
no.
we can,
Okay, we are back. Liquid IV is best. Yes, it is.
If we can, we're gonna pray for Carter right now on the live stream. We're gonna pray
All right.
for Carter and Blair and them right now. Courtney. Y'all, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to pray tonight for Blair and little Carter and Courtney. Please, Lord God, I know you know what he needs, and I know you can do anything in this world, Lord God. And I know Carter is a good little feller. We love him with all our heart. And Blair and Courtney's been so good to us too over the years that we knew him. Lord God, I know you know everything, and I know there ain't nothing you can't do in this world. Please, Lord God, make him feel better and help him. Whatever he needs, please, Lord God, help him. In Jesus Christ's mighty name, amen.
Amen. All right. Will you go, her box? Let me get it right here. I think it's in this. I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah. You don't have to eat or nothing. Just,
Do I need to make some more? Because it's empty.
yeah.
Yeah, she
Put two ounces in. You don't have to eat or nothing because it's.
I think she's got mom on hold or something.
She is, yeah. And it's more, she's sucking on my hand, so she wants a little more snack.
Even though she's young, she's learning. She loves to be held
Yeah,
so
she's-
much.
She's spoiled, as everybody says. Quick question. Buns or rolls? I'm from New York. We call them rolls. Well, it depends on exactly what you're talking about. If it's to put your hamburger on, we call them buns. And if it's to go as a side dish, we call them rolls. But they're pretty much the same thing. Just depends on what size you make them.
I gotta tell them, Sasha's got a good recipe on them rolls that you can use as a bun or a roll. That's
Yeah.
very good. This homemade recipe, the 10 things to me is awesome. And you got a good sourdough recipe too.
I use sandwich bread for everything. Guess I'm redneck. The smoking, I'm gonna tell you now. They eat cheeseburgers last night, and it was on bread because I didn't have no rolls or buns.
She's rooting. She's trying to
Yeah,
get
she's
it.
rooting around. So might eat some more.
Should be shook up good enough for her?
So it depends on what's going on. We have put egg sandwiches on bread. We're Southern, so you can just send me the Southern slang for Alabama. I'm gonna need a cheat sheet.
I don't like eating burgers on bread, but I love sandwich on toasted bread.
Yeah, see, they eat sandwich today and they eat it on bread instead of on.
like
I mean,
it better
I
on
put
toasted
burgers
bread
on
than
hot
bread.
dog buns before by just cutting the meat in half and put it on there like that. I mean, we're Southern. We are not perfect. We just whatever happens
That's a
happens.
better way to eat it, toasted bread.
Yeah,
But we like to eat.
but we like
good
to eat.
food.
That's the main thing.
Just like a
I wish you could older, Courtney. Y'all gonna have to come down here and see her.
Just like a
Older.
cheeseburger, I could eat a cheeseburger every day.
Yes, he's.
I just can't wait to get a good tasting tomato put on.
Yeah,
my
that's the only
cheeseburger.
thing we're missing is a homegrown one.
I want to eat a sandwich this year.
And I love onions on my cheeseburger too.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, she's wanting the Southern slang for Alabama. If you want to hear the Southern slang for Alabama, all you gotta do is listen to us on live streams.
Probably as Southern can be.
Southern as Southern gets. Ain't no more Southern. We're
Well,
as Southern
you
as
think
turnip greens.
Well, really, it's I know what it is for him too. Smoky Swamp. He's in Florida. He's a lot more Southern than us.
He's
But-
Southern.
He's a lot more Southern than us down there in Florida, but it's just so weird. I don't know why they consider Alabama so Southern because Florida's a lot more Southern.
Yeah, but I think Florida is
I guess
comprised
because
of so many people
so many
from
from not Florida.
not
but-
Florida. Yeah, but they don't really consider it Southern. But smoking is your epitome of Southern. We've done talk to him enough that he's Southern. Alabama's the heart of Dixie. Yeah, they really consider us
Yeah.
the main spot in the South. Butter bread goes a long way. Hey, that's what we just eat today was butter bread.
That's good stuff too.
Courtney is a Californian. See, I can't hardly even say that. Californian. They're behind you, Faye.
Uh,
Okay, let me help her go find this.
Keep talking.
So many people. It's like
Oh yeah, I gotta find it right here. I'm coming. Let me get
there's people from all over, but when you're from Alabama and you're young, say 15, 16, 17-year-old, you're thinking when you get 18-year-olds, and everybody else is thinking the same thing usually then, I'm getting out of Alabama. We're going to California. We're going to Florida. We're going somewhere. Anywhere besides Alabama. And I'm still stuck in Alabama right now to this day.
Most of us have never barely been out of the state.
Which I've been out of the state a bunch. I've been a lot of places, but I don't know. I may move out here one of these days. But right now, Alabama's still my home.
Okay.
All right, I'm coming. See, we on our way, ain't we, little one? We went from Bible study into just born and bred New Yorkers, so I definitely missed out. You hang around here long enough, Xenia, you be saying y'all and ain't and worser.
Well, that New York,
It don't get no worser than some of the stuff.
that
around
woman,
here.
she loved, that
Yeah,
woman.
we talked to a woman. Well, it's been a little while now, but she moved from New York. She said, "We love it. We love it here." Jen says, "I'm from Maine, but I love the South." Yes, he's smoking. Courtney, his girlfriend's from California. So he's a Southern boy with a California girlfriend. I'm from the good part of Cali. Oh, Courtney, we all know you're the bad bunch, California. Quit lying. Yeah, what a match. Yeah, see there, that's something else. Southern boy with a California girl.
Oh, I
You've
want
been
to ask.
listening to too much Beach Boys smoking.
I want to ask everybody on here. They probably been somebody on here. Maybe somebody from there. Has anybody ever been to Wyoming? I want to know.
We got
I
any
wanted-
Wyomings around here?
I have wanted to go to Wyoming even when I was a kid. I wanted to go different places when I was a kid, but I've never been to Wyoming in my life.
Courtney and them probably has as close as they
I
are.
bet you somebody on here has been to Wyoming.
Keeps me in line. I didn't know that was possible, smoking.
What?
He said she keeps me in line. She's spicy, and she was born in North Cali and raised in South Cali. I haven't, but my husband's been there. Jen's husband's been there. Courtney actually hadn't been there.
I don't think I've talked to nobody ever from. That is one state. Have you ever had anybody on there?
No,
I don't
I've never
think
had
I've
anybody
ever
come
had
on
Nobody.
and actually say this from Wyoming. My county still has only 3 stoplights. It's hard to believe somewhere in California only has 3 stoplights.
That's amazing. I've heard Northern California was beautiful. I mean, years ago, everybody said if you go to Northern California, which I know she knows, she's been there. They say it's beautiful.
Blair's been to Montana. Well,
That's
that's
another
a big
area I'd
state,
like to.
We've always talked about going to Montana and Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, all out that way, but then we had kids and animals. Like I told him the other day, I was like, we'd just take a trip out to Wyoming and all that if it wasn't for the animals. We'd just load the kids up and go. But we can't leave all the animals.
I don't know. I'd like to move out there because there's.
Yeah, we actually had thought about literally packing up and just cross country. And
That's a big old state for the population, too. I mean, its population's not big at all. We're so overpopulated now, it's unbelievable for this little state.
took me a whole day to drive across Texas, and that was doing 80 most of the way.
Texas is a
Big old
huge
state.
state.
I ain't never been there, but you can tell that's a big old state. I got a ticket. Uh-oh. Slow down, smoking. And put some pipes on. that vehicle that come out the other day, let's see, where was I at?
That didn't have no pipes on.
We was on
That
something.
didn't have no pipes
Oh,
on. That.
I don't know what we was doing, but anyway, it was something to do with lives. Oh, it was when you was doing them lilies, and you went back here to get more lilies. And I was like, that car is going to wake the baby up. Smoking said, sorry about that. I said, you're a mama's worst nightmare. Loud pipes and radios. I'm just like, don't wake the baby up. Cut that down.
Yeah, and then right afterwards, she woke up and ran out there.
Yeah, she woke up right after that, and I'm like, oh.
That was a little bitty car too.
It was it just didn't have a muffler or
Yeah,
nothing
it's
on
just
it.
a little bitty tiny
Little
car.
noisy little beetle looking car.
They used to fly in that little car.
Yeah. We're thinking about moving, just not sure where.
So
Well,
many
I'll
people
say
to
it.
move.
We've been thinking about moving to
Who's that thing about moving?
Jen, a less populated state and with more resources and a better environment like Alabama. I hate to say it, but the water here is dirty. The wildlife has been depleted of what it is in some areas. So we thought about moving somewhere that had better water and more resources and less people.
And what it says, everybody comes in and says Alabama the beautiful too.
Yeah, Alabama. My grandmama used to always say, and my grandpa was a truck driver.
Which
She
it is
went-
pretty. I mean,
She went with him all the time, and she said, you didn't have to put up a sign. She said, it says Alabama beautiful, but you can tell the difference when you come into Alabama by the trash on the side of the road.
yeah, people I believe dumps a lot of trash and dirties up the creeks on account of that.
Is that a wood stove in the background? Yep, that's our wood heater back there.
That's a good one too. We had this thing.
That's it.
How many years we had this thing?
12 years.
12 years.
We got it when we got down here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've had a wood burner here all my life.
Yep.
Mom and Dad used to have one when I was a little boy, a little kid, and we had to put the wood in that heater, and we had to cut wood every year. I learned then. My dad used to tell me I was telling Smokes one the other day, we burnt coal one year,
Ooh,
and
don't
then we
do that.
was beyond broke, and we couldn't get no wood that year. So my daddy told me, he said, I'm going to buy some coal. He said, but I heard I need a good grade of it, but there's some cheaper coal down there. And it was cheaper coal. And that man told my dad, I won't ever get it. He said, this stuff, you can't get this stuff to burn for nothing. You need that number one. I think it's number one coal. And my dad said, nope, give me the cheapest. He said, well, you're going to regret it. We couldn't get warm that winter. It was the coldest winter I remember.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Smoking says moved to Florida. Kathleen says Arkansas. Courtney says Butte Falls, Oregon. Jen says they're thinking of going northwestern in Maine, possibly. Smoking says Arkansas is nice. Courtney says Butte Falls has its own water bottling plant with a population of 300.
Butte Falls, where?
Oregon.
Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's so different everywhere. I mean, I never thought I would. Well, I did think one time I'd move out of Alabama, but
We were thinking about, because Alabama is so populated with migrants of all nationalities, and then so many people are on drugs and stuff like
I
that.
think it's been hit hard as anywhere.
It's been hit as hard as any state out there.
It's really got a drug problem. Major.
And then the summers are so hot and humid, like y'all would not believe how dry we already was. And it's not even got through April yet. And the water is just drying up, like the creeks and stuff like that, and the rivers. I mean, you can go look at them and you can see where the water used to come up to and where it is now. I mean, drought-wise, and there's not fish in them like they used to be, and the water's just dirty. So we thought about moving somewhere with less population and more wildlife. I keep saying I'm going to the woods. That's what I said, Jen. After living across from Davie people, and I said I'd rather live with the grizzly bears. They're more stable. I can predict them easier than
You got a lot
Davies.
more common sense.
They got a lot more common sense.
He just thought he was a grizzly bear.
Yeah, he thought he was big and bad as a grizzly bear until he got whacked. It didn't take but one lick, and he found out he wasn't near as grizzly as he thought he was. Oh, Lord. The Davies and Shamus around here's, which that could be where the waters went. Shamu might have been jumping in the creeks.
She may need to get them all out. I don't know.
If you start pulling what they call them, where you jump in and all that stuff, and you Shamu, all the water gonna fly out. We're in a drought in Amarillo, drought in Florida. You see, they're hitting it down like this.
The weather's so diverse everywhere, too.
Water's good in Maine. Yeah, we had thought about Maine, but we was trying to stay more less populated than that side since there's more population on that side of the United States. So I
But
don't
there
know.
is small areas in Maine.
Maine is
I know,
beautiful.
but the land tax is so much higher.
Yeah.
I don't know from that.
Yeah.
It's just, it looks like a beautiful state to me.
When I lived in Mobile, Alabama years ago, I ate kind of good sausage and gumbo. I spent every summer till I was 13 years old in Mobile, right outside of Mobile. My aunt and uncle was down there. He was a steel worker, built big old buildings, steel buildings down in Mobile and stuff like that. And they lived down there. And every summer I'd go stay with them. Go to North Dakota.
Thought about that.
We thought about that.
It's gonna be, it'd be way different handling the cold because they got some cold winters and stuff.
She said if you go rural, the taxes aren't bad at all in Maine.
Well, I didn't know that.
See, we didn't know that.
I looked at some, we looked at some land, big tracks up there that they cut timber off of. She brought those on.
Mm-hmm. Finally above the drought level. Lots of water this year. Yeah, Courtney, we're right back the opposite. Like, it started raining yesterday, but like the lilies and stuff that we grow that are so, you can't hardly kill them off. They're so tough. We're starting to wilt. It was getting so bad. So, I love driving through the underwater tunnel in Mobile. Yep. Yeah, that's a weird one right there. It is. Alaska. I ain't going all the way to Alaska. Too far.
One time, but
Jeff wanted to do it one time, but I don't know. Alaska ain't never really been my thing. I wouldn't mind visiting it, but I don't care nothing about how to pass through Canada and all that crap just to get to it. Huh? Smoking cigarette, Alaska.
It would be a beautiful state, but it would have harsh winters.
What is up with the southern term, bless your heart? They say it a lot here in Texas. If a woman looks at you and goes, bless your heart, that's her way of not saying a bad word to you. That's what the real southern women used to say to not say. When you say something that just really annoys, they go, bless your heart. Yeah, that's your southern term for it. My hubby's family lives in Bismarck, North Dakota, and it's expensive. We was trying to get out of any big cities. Like, we're looking, like, he was looking on YouTube, like, looking at Wyoming. And I'm like, anything you're going to see on there, we're not going to want, because where we want, nobody ain't going to video. We won't way off away from anybody. It's a nice way of saying, yeah, that's kind of how you put it. It's a nice way of saying something when you don't want to say bad words. It's like Mayberry in Wyoming. Been there, done that. See, that's what we're looking for. I'm hunting Andy Griffith. Where's Mayberry?
It would be way different than what it is now.
Yeah. Smokey said he's got a good idea for you. Hollywood.
Go ahead and do it.
Oh, man.
Downtown.
Downtown Hollywood.
The first thing I do is they probably won't prick my foot, my hand, and everything.
Yeah, you'd have to put your hands down on there. See, though, if you take that Lucky shirt and that Davy Boy stuff over and tell them what all happened and all that, then they give you a star on the walkway.
Dedicated spot, probably.
Oh, baby.
Especially if they made him.
Oh, Lord. I told him I needed to do him a short, edit him a short out of some of his videos he's got. I said, I need to take that one where he's pulled his shirt off with the Bad Boys song and all that, and then all of a sudden change it from that to where he's hollering after he gets hit. I said, he needs to go from the big, bad, tough, tattooed dude to the squealing like a little girl.
He never bothered me or us again after that.
No, he ain't even looking. I wouldn't look either if I got a pat on the back like that. Wouldn't look either. Poor old Shamu, I ain't even heard her good. I bet she's put 25 pounds on it by burritos. She's eating all her worries away. Oh, man. Oh, Shamu. Smokey says that's perfect. Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, I need to crop that and put them two together. See the real reality of how bad he is. See, he's been a big trash talker with his tattoos all over him, and then all of a sudden,
He scared a lot of people with them. He really has. I mean, 'cause he's used as a tactic.
you still sleeping? Courtney's wanting to hold you.
It's just pitiful that you had the baby and didn't trust. I mean, little Shamu was trying that stuff. And you said,
Well, Shamu was going to take advantage of it. She thought, she's going to drag me across the road, she said.
It lets you know how bad people is now.
That's what we was trying to get away from people, because that's really how bad people is. I mean, she just flat said she's going to drag me clear across the road. I reckon she thought I was just going to say, here.
When about 25 or 30 other people was trying to jump on
Yeah,
me.
here, you drag me across the road and let them do what they want with me.
People was out there already.
I don't know. What happened, Davey? I start smoking fun. That gets me every time.
Oh.
What happened, Davey? Like he didn't know. I'm like, if that's ever been rubbing salt in the wound now, that was it. What happened, Davey? Like he didn't already know what happened to him. And people on here is probably going, what are y'all talking about? But that is a whole nother story. That is why you have to be prepared for what is going on. I lost somebody right when we said that too. Davey, did you go off? Or was it Shamu?
A big bad bully is what he is.
Oh,
It's
man.
really, that's how I describe him. Beyond the bad bully.
Yeah, that's exactly kind of the stuff that we're talking about. That the people are so devoured, and so I mean, he admitted who he was serving, and it wasn't God at all. Multiple times on multiple different occasions, he let us know right quick that God wasn't his God. So, yeah. Are you going? Yeah, you want to see him? Courtney's wanting to hold you. She said she sure would like to hold you.
If they seen how sweet you was right now, you tell her, look there, she's sweet. She's sweet as everything.
You see him?
She smiles throughout the day.
Kitty. This is what you got me on the screen for.
She ain't never been on the screen like that, has she?
You want to give him a smile? Say, kitty. She says, nah, I'm just going to look right now.
She is growing.
She
You
is.
can
Girl.
tell it. I mean, compared to how old she was when I first put her on, where she was born.
Yeah, she was a teeny tiny little thing. Say, but I'm plumping. I'm trying to get them pounds on.
Rebecca, I bet every one of them women want to hold you.
I bet every one of them would too. That's the first thing Courtney said. I wish I could hold her. Everybody on here like to hold you. Yeah, they would. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Next time he trolls one of them y'all band, I would love it. She said she'd love to hold you. Yes. She's about lost her newborn scrunch. She's getting bigger on us. You can tell it. Hold me, girl.
How many you got on right now?
We have 6 on, I think. No troll, just the king. I'm living in Alabama. Then when my papa passes, I'm moving back to Bismarck, North Dakota with hubby and family. Well, we had thought about North Dakota. One of the biggest reasons I guess we ain't really jumped and done it any quicker is because of the winters up that way.
It'd be severe for it hard.
Yeah, it'd be so different, which we wasn't warm this year by any means, but we also didn't have feet and feet of snow. So that would be different. No troll, just the king. Winters aren't too harsh here. Jen says the winters ain't too harsh there. Let me see. I might can do it smoking. There we go.
We're at mine. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Maine?
Okay, we took care of Robert.
What did he say?
He's the king of. He put the king of something. Xenia says, "Bye, Robert. I removed you." You never know
King of getting banned?
what kind. He was king of getting banned because he got banned. You want this back? Yeah, Smoking said the king of trolls.
I don't know what troll didn't try to do that stuff because it's you can remove them and every time just fast make it.
That's just right. He put it up there. I had to toy with my food. See, now you got Smoking playing with the trolls.
He's dealt with a lot of trolls. He knows how trolls do.
We put in a wood stove, and that was a game changer. Jen, a wood stove. I know y'all know since you got one.
In a cold area, I recommend it for everybody.
Yes, it does. It is definitely a game because there's nothing that heats like wood heat does. Would love to see the girls in the snow. They would love the snow.
They would.
I don't know how long they would love it, staying there all winter, but they do like snow. So, I don't know. We really thought about it. We still are thinking about it. So, I need a wood stove. Wood is unlimited. You do need a wood stove, Smoking.
Yeah.
So true about wood heat. Yeah, if nobody's not ever burnt wood heat, they don't know what they're missing.
Plus, if your power goes out,
You can cook.
In the wintertime,
Yep.
you cook right there on.
Yep.
Or you can put coffee just like it's on right now. I mean, which that's water in it right now.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's an old camping tea
But you
kettle.
can put a
But
coffee pot on it and heat up anything.
Yep.
Or cook on top, whatever you want to do.
I just left Montana a month ago for burying my great aunt. It's a nice place, but an arm and a leg to live. I've heard Montana's expensive. And a lot of the stuff we looked at was expensive.
That's what a lot of people told us lately about Montana.
Yep. I'm going to hop off here and get ready for bed. Work tomorrow. Thank you for the Bible study, family. You're welcome, Smoking.
Tell Smoke us to sleep good tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
He said sleep good tonight and he'll see you tomorrow. Don't get too hot because it'll probably be hot. I have to tell him that all the time. You better drink some Gatorade, some water. Don't dehydrate. I don't want to call an ambulance out. I have to keep an eye on him in the heat. We do, don't we? We keep an eye on him. Mm-hmm.
Rebecca, watch out for me. When she gets a little bigger, she will.
Say one of these days I'll be out there wanting to go too.
Then you get her in a cooler environment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, it is. Big time hot. We all just need to move to Wyoming, don't we? Where's Cove?
It'd be a lot cooler in here because that humidity really.
The humidity is what gets us here. It's stuffy. Like right now, it's stuffy. Very, very stuffy. Or it's just me one, but I'm hot. Mods, take care of the trolls. Do not move to Nebraska. It's cheap but overpopulated and full of Alabama situation. See, that's exactly what we are not looking for. Is no more Davies.
Tell them what I'd like to do. Just move out in the country somewhere. Just try my best to survive. Just enjoy life. That's what I'm looking for.
Yep, that's all.
That's all.
Just
there is
peace.
to do. I know they are too. Just
Peace, peace. Courtney says liquid IV at all times for Jeff.
I do like them. Them is good.
We have a problem with the liquid IVs though, is we like drinking them a lot.
We go through liquid IV.
We go through a lot of liquid IVs, and them things ain't real cheap, but we love them. And they really help Faith too during the summertime when it starts getting hot and stuff like that because she stays real good and hydrated with them.
They really work.
I moved from Lincoln, Nebraska to Amarillo, and now I'm getting out of here.
I don't blame her at all.
I don't. And moving to Alabama.
The main thing, it's the area. There's some good places to live here, and there's some areas.
One thing about it, she's gonna have nothing but family around
That's
her
gonna help
for her
too.
neighbors, so she's gonna squeak by without the babies.
Well,
We've
she's got
been
good neighbors. That's what we're going to
looking at Western Maine, more rural. Definitely rural. That's what we're looking for too. Out in the country. Shemu's hiding from the wrath. She better pick somewhere big to hide behind. Is it good? Mm-hmm. Oh, me, y'all. Well, we have talked about everything with the Bible and then went on to every other subject there was before this night was over. So I guess we will hop off of here and get this little one ready for bed. She took a nap, but it wasn't a long one, considering she missed her evening one. So I know she's getting tired and ready to snooze. So I'm going to hop off of here and get this house full of kids ready for bed. Faith done got all her kids in the floor and here in their seats with their bottles ready. So she's got them all took care of. You seen them all sitting in here?
You got one in there?
All her little kids.
No, I see her come through with a brother.
She got all her kids in their car seats.
You practicing, baby?
No, I'm just playing with it.
She just
I've
playing.
been practicing.
Yeah, she practiced before the baby was born. Now she just plays with them. Figuring out how to do diapers and stuff. Yeah, so we will hop off of here. Thank you all so much for joining in. Xenia, I will try to tomorrow get you that paper so that you can see what I'm talking about on that so that you'll have that. I'll try to get that done.
Good night, good week.
Yeah, he said have a good night, a good week. So we will hop off of here, and I will try next Tuesday. We will try to finish out this Bible study. I'll see if I can get all of it in one more session, and then we'll try to move over to what Spoken was talking about the temples and all that kind of stuff that they're building, and see what we can get on that. We'll try to get back on the schedule of Tuesdays being a Bible study instead of singing too, because I didn't do it. Since we've got more kind of in a routine than what we was since this little one's come around. So we will try to get that back on schedule. So thank you so much, all of y'all, for joining in. We will see you in the next one. So God bless you all. Watch out for the Davies and stay vigilant. We'll see y'all in the next video. You stand by too.